Most people believe that wealth is loud and obvious. They think it looks like flashy cars and designer clothes splashed across social media. But real wealth is actually very quiet. In fact, the people who are truly getting rich often do not feel rich at all. They are too busy doing the right things to notice how far they have come. They are saving and investing while building a future that most people only dream of. I am going to show you the subtle signs that you are secretly getting rich, even if it does not feel like it yet. The truth is that the richest people do not wait until they feel wealthy to act with discipline. They do the hard work first, and the money shows up much later. If you have at least $1,000 sitting in a bank account for emergencies, you are already doing better than many. Statistics show that nearly 40% of people cannot cover a $400 emergency with cash. If you are part of the group that can, you have already built a shield against the unexpected. Building wealth does not feel like a jackpot moment with confetti and loud celebrations. Most of the time, getting rich feels very uneventful and even boring. It is about skipping the impulse buy today so your future self does not have to struggle tomorrow. If you recognize these signs in your life, you are on a path that most people never find. The first sign is that you have mastered the art of living below your means. You have created a life where your spending is intentional and controlled. You do not feel the need to impress strangers with money you have worked hard to earn. Because of this, your lifestyle naturally costs less than what you bring home every month. Imagine two people earning $75,000 a year. The first person spends $55,000 and keeps the rest as options for the future. The second person spends $80,000 and uses credit cards to fill the gap. The first person has financial peace, while the second person is always one step away from a crisis. That extra margin in your budget gives you the breathing room to make better decisions. You are not depriving yourself of joy, but you have redefined what enough looks like. This habit compounds over 10 or 20 years and creates massive freedom. If your gap between earning and spending is growing, you are moving in the right direction. The second sign is that you have developed immunity to lifestyle inflation. Something strange happens when you start getting rich quietly. You might get a raise or a promotion, but your daily lifestyle stays roughly the same. Most people experience lifestyle creep, where their spending rises to match their new income. If you made $60,000 at age 30 and lived comfortably, then you are doing great. If you now make $90,000 but still live that same $60,000 lifestyle, you are a genius. That extra $30,000 every year is being funneled straight into your freedom. When you get a raise and your first thought is about investing rather than buying, you have leveled up. You are no longer a slave to the cycle of earning more just to spend more. The third sign is that you have stopped comparing your life to others. When people are struggling financially, comparison is a constant source of pain. You see a coworker buy a new truck and you wonder if you are falling behind. But when you are quietly getting rich, that feeling of envy starts to disappear. You realize that most visible wealth is funded by debt or comes at the cost of future security. You see a $60,000 vehicle and you think about the high interest payments attached to it. You value your used and reliable car because it allows your investment portfolio to grow. When you stop comparing, you stop making financial decisions based on peer pressure. You build your life according to your own plan and your own values. This makes you immune to marketing tactics and the fear of missing out. The fourth sign is that you are starting to value your time more than things. Most people chase money their entire lives, but the truly wealthy start chasing time. If you have noticed yourself craving space and slowness, you are becoming rich in spirit. When your finances are stable, you realize that money can buy the most precious resource of all. You might pay someone a small fee to handle a task that used to take up your entire weekend. That purchase buys you 3 hours to spend with your family or work on a project you love. You start saying no to meetings and obligations that do not serve your long-term goals. Real wealth is about how free you feel when you wake up in the morning. If you can choose how to spend your day, you are richer than any billionaire who is a slave to a schedule. The fifth sign is that you have built a financial buffer and you do not brag about it. You are no longer living paycheck to paycheck, but you do not feel the need to tell anyone. While others show off their luxury vacations, you are quietly building breathing room. You have money sitting in an account that you do not need to touch for daily life. This is your financial life insurance policy that protects you from the chaos of the world. You do not panic when the car needs a repair or a medical bill arrives in the mail. If your job vanished tomorrow, you would not crumble under the pressure. You would calmly pivot because you have bought yourself the gift of time. If you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, you are in the top tier of financial security. The sixth sign is that you think in terms of decades instead of days. Most people are chasing quick wins and instant gratification every single week. They want the next bonus or the next hot stock tip to change their life overnight. But you have shifted your mindset to a much longer and more reliable game. You care more about compound growth than you do about a temporary spike in the market. You understand that investing $500 a month into a standard index fund is powerful. Over 20 years, that discipline can turn a small amount into a life-changing fortune. You keep contributing even when the news is scary and the markets are dropping. Quiet wealth is not loud or exciting because it is built on consistency and patience. If you are playing the long game, you are already doing what 90% of people will not do. The seventh sign is that money is no longer the main character in your life. When you are broke, money dominates every single thought and every decision you make. The anxiety of not having enough is exhausting and takes up all of your mental energy. But as you get rich quietly, money starts to move into the background. You have built systems and automated your savings so you do not have to obsess over them. Your bills are paid automatically and your investments grow while you sleep. This frees up your mind to ask much bigger and more important questions about your life. You can focus on your health, your relationships, and the legacy you want to leave behind. This shift from survival mode to background noise is a clear sign that you have reached a new level. The eighth sign is that you have taken full ownership of your financial reality. You have stopped blaming the economy or your upbringing for your current situation. You do not say that you cannot afford something, but rather that it is not a priority. You focus entirely on the things that you can control and optimize them every day. You might live in a small house to keep your costs low so you can invest more. When friends ask why you do not upgrade your life, you are clear about your goals. You are building a foundation first so that the luxury can come later without the stress. This ownership mindset puts you in the driver's seat of your own destiny. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and you start working with what you have right now. If you recognize even 2 or 3 of these signs, you are on the right path. You are not just surviving or getting by day. You are quietly building something that cannot be easily taken away from you. It is a fortress of security that will protect you during a recession or a job loss. So keep going, even if the progress feels slow and the days feel boring. If it does not feel like you are getting rich yet, it is very likely that you are. The best kind of wealth is the kind that no one else can see, but you can feel every night when you go to sleep. It is the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are prepared for whatever comes next. Real wealth is quiet, and it is exactly how it should be. Focus on your systems and stay disciplined with your choices. Your future self will thank you for the quiet work you are doing today. Thank you for listening and for taking control of your financial future. If this message helped clarify your path, please consider joining our community. We are all building something better, one intentional choice at a time.